This is an effective win of Ottoman carpentry on deity at turn 77. We're on deity. It's turn 77. Ottomans have 31.45. Egypt is in second place at 21 or 25.30. France is in third place at 22.77. At this point, Ottomans are gaining 58 points per turn. Egypt is gaining 25 points, and France is only gaining 8. So effectively, this is an Ottoman win at this point. Let's see. Currently getting 551 per turn in gold. So the map looks like this right now. I've just taken out Ethiopia last turn. I'm currently not at war with anybody, although I expect that to change across the next 23 turns, although right now all I have to do is just guard myself. Current demographics. I have the original map file, and also I've been logging what I've done turn per turn. Okay, I'm at turn 99. It's been a bit of a slog. I ended up having to take an extra day to do this. It was a fight until the very end. We are on deity. This is the last turn for Ottoman carpentry. I should get the achievement after this turn. So let's see where we're at. I'm at 39.62. Egypt is at 33.14. France is at 25.05. It's turn 99. And like we saw, we're on deity. It's taken me a while to get to this one. Alright, France was pushing in here. I was able to stop them there. And Germany was getting close to pushing in there, but I had to trade Hun off. I'm very close to taking back Zanzibar as well. In this area here, I've had to trade back to Egypt. I'm getting 585 per turn. Good happiness, all that stuff. I am still at war with Belgium, Germany, and France. They just won't make peace with me. So the overall strategy, what I did here, and I did document everything, Basically, there's a standard opening with Tunis, Tripoli, and Benghazi that you do. That you declare war on everybody but Italy. And you start there, and you start building up your navy up here, and you're holding on to Tunis and trying to fight over to Algiers. In the meantime, your first settler, and this ended up being kind of key for me, was to get from Benghazi down to Sabha and settling so I could get this coal here. That ended up being very key to the entire game. Also, these mountains here were important down here, all the way down to where I settled my fourth city, Tobruk. What had happened is Ethiopia was trying to settle here, and I ended up having to basically spend the first 20, 30 turns harassing Ethiopia's settler, not letting them pass this area here to be able to settle. So Ethiopia was only able to settle really Harar, Adwa, and El Qadarif here. So they never were able to get that big. That ended up being the key for me. From there, it was expanding out into the Sahara here, with these cities here. France and Monaco went to war against each other towards the end, and with Portugal, they were kind of fighting back and forth the entire time. I never got further west than Algiers. I didn't need to, and I just occupied the Mediterranean here and held this at bay. I had taken Algiers and sold it to Morocco, which then lost it back to England. So that ended up being how I was able to get to where I am now. This, like I said, I was very lucky with the map. Obviously, Scramble for Africa, the two achievements are very map dependent. I actually have won the Praise The Victories one a couple years ago. That took me forever as well, and it was actually more dependent on the Boers getting culture right off the bat, like starting to build farms like crazy to get the culture. Speaking of, went the middle path first, then caravans, and then Army of the Sahara. Probably could have used Army of the Sahara a little bit earlier to defend against France here, but once I got it at the end, that really helped out. It was able to help me kind of hold them at bay. So at this point, I should be able to get the achievement by clicking next turn. Here we go. And was Germany. Portugal. Man, I've played this scenario so many times, too. Just recently, I was able to start actually making it to the end, and it did seem to be forward settling against Ethiopia was the key. Belgium. Starting turn 80, this really starts slowing down. Okay, yeah, don't care. I got it. I have survived. Emerge victor. Ah, there it went. I got it. Woo! Oh boy. All right. So, all right, the demographics, approval. I guess I was all right. Ranking, Winston Churchill. Okay, nice. Alright, replay. Whew. So I'm just going to scroll through these real slow. Or enough for people to be able to pause this later. Find out what happened. There have been some really great online resources. I think I'm going to murder the name, Kylie.net or -net one with all the achievement tutorials. That was helpful. For me, things ended up being differently. In this case, it wasn't so much trading off gold per turn until towards the end and making the trades that were like mad money gold per turn, like 100 plus, 200 plus per turn. Otherwise, it really wasn't worth it. Having land score twice as much in this scenario did help for points. Holding on to those cities towards the end, if you notice, I never sold off my Italian cities, which was actually kind of cool. Okay, there's me, the Ottomans, so my score was high. Nobody really ever came close other than Egypt. And yeah, starting around turn 77 is when I realized I had an effective win that I was starting to take off. Culture, gold per turn. Building maintenance, nobody really cares. Golden Age, whatever. Happiness, I guess. Yeah, happiness was very important, as it always is with deity. Same thing with the Boers. It was like get culture and happiness immediately. Military might, yeah. Yeah, policies, I know a lot of people say don't really care once you get the two, but let's see, production per turn. Using your internal trade routes was also very key on this. Once I've settled Sabha and Tobruk, having caravans going back and forth between those two cities was kind of like having little mini ironworks in each city. I saw somebody mention that one. And I was like, oh, that was pretty key. Yeah, claiming land was really important. Oh, that was the other thing too. I'm going to get to that in a minute. It's the sea route in the Mediterranean that becomes very important very early on. You have to kind of grab those tiles around Tunis as much as possible. All right, so there's the graphs. Here's the map. So, like, yeah, I'll talk about up here, but you have to kind of claim these tiles up here. You'll see me buy the tiles here, and that's to keep the channel open from Tripoli up to Tunis, so I can always get ships up there to be able to hold Tunis, basically. So here we go. So yeah, you saw where I forward settled that first city, second city just popped up. Now I'm settling out the Sahara. I take over Italy. Take over Ethiopia. Oh, that was a slog. And then after that, it's pretty much hold. I'll let it run one more time. Or maybe about halfway through the game in that one. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I can't do one more turn, so. Alright. That is Ottoman Carpentry, plus hints for Boers, Praise The Victories. In Civ 5, Brave New World.